Welcome into NFL Daily. I am Tom Downey here with the AFC Playoff Picture. All the AFC games from Week 14 are in the book. So today, we're going to break down the AFC Playoff Picture entering Week 14, and there have been some pretty big changes. The division leaders remain the same here. Patriots are still the number one seed. They were on bye this week. Tennessee, the Chiefs, all three of those teams are now 9-4, so you best believe we're using tiebreakers right now. The Patriots have the best win percentage in conference game, giving the advantage over Tennessee and KC. The Chargers, much like the Ravens, are now 8-5. The Colts, Bills, Browns, Bengals, and the Broncos, 5 teams that are 7-6 fighting for the last two spots, at least for now, in the wild card race. The Steelers are 6-1, they're lurking, and the Raiders and Dolphins are still technically alive. Now, we are only going over the AFC playoff picture today. On Tuesday, we will break down the NFC playoff picture. It's tough to break down the NFC playoff picture when the Packers, Rams, and Cardinals are all playing in prime time. So, stick around. Hit that big red button. Subscribe. That way you get the notification the second that we have that NFC playoff picture video ready for you guys. Let's go team by team then, beginning with the Patriots. They are, of course, the current number one seed. They were on bye this week, and they maintain their lead despite a not chance to clinch next week. They are on the verge of it. It might be more of a Week 16 clinch for New England. Tennessee, however, the current number 2 seed, is in position to clinch their division. Not even a wild card spot, their division. Tennessee secures the AFC South if the following happens next week based on my math, so always check me. A Titans win and a Colts loss to New England. So, ironically, the Titans are actually probably better off cheering for the Colts to help out their chances for the number one seed, as weird as that might sound. Now, Tennessee handled Jacksonville with ease in Week 14. The final score in that one, 20-0. Jacksonville, who needs to fire Urban Meyer, had 8 total rushing yards. Pretty yikes on that one. So who is the best team in the AFC? The answer might be our next team, but I want you guys to shoot your shots and let me know in the comment section. Any team in the AFC, who's the best one? This is the pinned comment on today's video. So, if the ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Scroll down to that pinned comment and let me know who you think it is. The number 3 seed, which I think might be a popular answer, the Kansas City Chiefs. They blew out the Raiders. Las Vegas got embarrassed as their defense is playing great. The offense starting to get going a little bit as well. And shout out to KC for improving to 9-4 and rallying after a bit of a slow start. They got a tough game this week on the road, Thursday Night Football against the LA Chargers. Now, a win would not clinch the division, but it would move them on the precipice of doing so. And after a 48-9 win, are the Chiefs back? Kind of feels that way, doesn't it? Mahomes threw for 258. They ran all over the Raiders. Las Vegas' defense looked lost. Their offense had nothing going. The Raiders kicked the field goal down 35-0 at the end of the half from the 7-yard line to end it. Just a weird situation. The Chiefs playing well. The Ravens, meanwhile, not playing as well as injuries continue to mount. The Ravens, in their past 2 games, have lost both of them by a combined 3 points. Unbelievable bad luck right there. Although they've won plenty of close games, so it's probably evening out a little bit there. Lamar Jackson went down against the Cleveland Browns with an ankle injury severity, not yet known. They almost pulled off the incredible comeback, but they came up just short. Despite only throwing for 270, 2 fumbles hurt them and a failure to pick up a 4th down. Despite getting the onside kick late, the Browns take down the Ravens. And yes, we will come back to the Browns here in a little bit, as well as the rest of the AFC playoff picture. But first, today's show is powered by our sportsbook partner, BetUS. Get a 125% deposit bonus when you use promo code NFL Daily at chatsports.com/bet. Don't forget that promo code and that URL, otherwise you won't get the deposit bonus. By the way, does require you to put down at least $100 to get the deposit bonus. But that's okay, because if you're like me, you began the year hot, hit a lot of parlays, and now you suck and you're bad at betting. So get that deposit bonus, 125%, by using promo code NFL Daily at chatsports.com/bet. We've gone through now the top 4 seeds. We will focus in here on the leaders in the wild card race. The Chargers, the Colts, and the Bills. Other teams, don't worry. We'll get to you guys here in just a little bit. The Chargers, a game back of the AFC West, waiting for that division still, beat the Giants in a game not as close as the score indicates, 37-21. This team is at its best, and it is an inconsistent squad at this point, when they simply let Justin Herbert sling. He has been awesome when allowed to push the ball downfield. I would like to see them do more of that. And they did it against the Giants. Herbert was 23 of 31, 275, and 3 touchdowns. He was awesome. The Giants kind of rallied in some garbage time. This game was over for a while. The Chargers look like the best wild card team by a pretty good margin. The Colts are the 6th seed right now, and they actually moved way up from, I think, number 11 in the seedings last week, all the way up to 6 by not even playing. They have a massive game for their playoff hopes, and it's almost wild card or bust right now, given they're 2 games back and lose the tiebreaker against the Titans. A win against the Patriots is a big deal for Indy. The Buffalo Bills are still the 7th seed. They have struggled in recent weeks. The Bills began the year quite hot. Since then, they've not been able to put up back-to-back week wins, I think, since October. Loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, loss now. They got to get it figured out. They almost did in the second half against the Bucs, but they come up short in a heartbreaker in overtime. The Bills got the ball. They had to punt, and then Tom Brady finds Brashad Perryman for a massive touchdown, a long one at that, to ice the game for Tampa, who almost blew it. They hold on and are firmly in the NFC playoff mix at the current moment. So are the Bills currently legit playoff threats? Type in Y for yes, they are, or type in N for no, they are not. I saw ESPN's Jeremy Fowler say the Bills are the most dangerous team in the playoffs. If they get right, sure, they're 7-6. Why would we take the Bills as the most dangerous team in the playoffs over the teams that have beaten them in recent weeks and are playing better football? I think they can be. Currently, I don't think so. Let me know what you think. Y for yes, N for no. Would not be surprised if they get right down the stretch, but they got to do it first. Let's look now at a very deep other category in the AFC playoff picture. The Browns, Bengals, and the Broncos are all 7-6. The Steelers are 6-1, and the Raiders and Dolphins, with the Dolphins on bye, by the way, are lurking inside that playoff race. The Jags and Jets, by the way, were formally eliminated from playoff contention today, to the surprise of absolutely nobody. What I'm intrigued by is the AFC North race. The Ravens, 8-5. A game up over the Browns and the Bengals. Game and a half up over the Steelers. That division is going to go all the way down to the wire. They all play each other. There's going to be some possibility for chaos. The Ravens are hurt. The Browns got a massive win. The Bengals should have beaten the Niners. The Steelers almost upset the Vikings in a miracle comeback. So who wins this division? One of the most competitive ones down the stretch. Type BAL for the Ravens, CIN for the Bengals, CLE for the Browns, and PIT for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Speaking of the Bengals, that hurts. 26-23 overtime loss. They got the field goal to open up overtime. They made this improbable rally down the stretch with 14 unanswered in the fourth quarter to tie the game. And then Jimmy Garoppolo marches his team down the field. Brandon Ayuk with a fantastic touchdown to cap it off as the Niners outlast the Bengals, who got to win a lot of games down the stretch to make the postseason. The Steelers back on Thursday night almost pulled off the most incredible comeback in NFL history. But then Chase Claypool got up to celebrate, first down, doesn't get the ball to the official, ball gets knocked loose kind of by Eric Kendricks, and the Steelers drop the potential game-tying TD in the end zone as time expires, as the Steelers playing catch-up in the wild card race. I also want to mention the Broncos, who took care of business against a shitty Lions team, 38-10, as something called a Craig Reynolds led the way on the ground for the Lions. The Broncos are still in this mix at 7-6. A lot of these teams all play each other down the stretch, and the clinching scenarios, they might not exist until week 18, in all seriousness. I want to verbally mention the Raiders and Dolphins here briefly on our playoff picture side of things. The Raiders blew it against the Chiefs in embarrassing fashion. Kind of don't think they're going to make it. They're only a game back, but I have limited confidence in them. The Dolphins kind of have to win out, but they have gotten hot as of late. So what I want to do right now before we go is take a look at the top games this upcoming week in the AFC, and there are some massive ones. Chiefs at the Chargers, Thursday Night Football. The AFC almost elimination game between the Raiders and the Browns on Saturday. The Patriots at the Colts on Saturday as well. Massive implications there. The Bengals-Broncos. I think those two games involving the AFC North and the AFC West against each other. Loser, not technically eliminated, but pretty damn close to it. And then the Packers at the Ravens. The Dolphins have the Jets, Saints, Titans, Patriots. They might be able to make a late run, but these are the 5 games I'm watching for in Week 15.